Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel Everyday Carry for Everyday People. Hope everybody's doing well. This video goes out to everybody that I know all over the world. My videos have been specifically targeted towards South Africans because I have a better idea of what's going on in South Africa. That being said, I have friends in the UK, I have friends in the US, people that I hold dear to me. So these type of precautions are applicable and advisable to anybody and everybody, anywhere and everywhere in the world. Um, so looking at South Africa, lockdown, I guess you guys are on day number 20 now of 35. I trust everybody's doing well. I hope you guys are keeping your head above water, keeping your senses about you. Um, Straight off the bat, my channel isn't sponsored by any companies or any governments or anything like that there, so the opinions that I express in this video here are entirely my own. Um, so let's get into it. Number one, I'm very proud of big companies in South Africa and their CEOs. I've said it before, I'm grateful to the likes of Patrice Motsepe for donating, the Oppenheimers, Johann Rupert, most recently Mohamed Shamil as his Joseph CEO of Vodacom. Um, on the flip side of that coin there with regards to politicians, as a South African, it makes me really proud to see the president and ministers and official opposition and just everybody involved in government, particularly at senior levels, uh, giving up a third of their salaries for the next 3 months to put into the South African Solidarity Fund. But disheartening that it takes a disaster like this here for South Africans to pull together. But I always knew it was only during adversity that we as South Africans pull together and help one another out and stand with one another. So that's something positive that I'm very grateful for. To the 85 or 90% of South Africans, citizens in South Africa that are obeying the lockdown, you guys have no idea what a big difference you are making to mitigate the spread of this disease. For those that are observing the rules of the lockdown and being responsible, you guys are going a long way in ensuring that we're able to contain this virus, buying us more time to get things in order. So if and when it explodes, we're better able to deal with it. Um, Soldiers, nurses, doctors, policemen and women, you guys are doing a remarkable job. I don't know how to thank you enough for what you guys are doing. It's not an easy thing. Um, in fact, it's extremely difficult during these times. A lot of our soldiers, a lot of our policemen and women, a lot of our doctors, nurses get up every morning. They're part of essential services. They get up every morning, leave their kids, go out to make sure that civilians are taken care of, and what and this includes sanitation workers. Um, it includes petrol attendants. It's just everybody. Um, um, you know, people that work in supermarkets, in malls. Uh, you guys are on the front line all the time, and there, there's no way that we can actually repay you for what you guys have done. Um, Now, with 15 days left uh, to go and lockdown, guys, don't take your foot off the gas. This virus is a nasty piece of work. It exploits any gap, any crack that we find. Moving forward, it's about time South African big business came to the table and we started looking out for South African businesses and South African interests. Nobody's coming to help us out of this one, yeah. Um, I'll take my hat off. Big business in South Africa and government and just everyday South Africans have been coming to the forefront in ways that you can't believe to try and address this here. But we need to start planning, and we need to start planning now so that we're a lot more prepared when we come out of this lockdown. Um, we need to realize that as South Africans, we are on our own. Nobody's coming to help us, guys. So we need to look after one another. We need to start planning now for the end of the lockdown. If we fail to plan, we plan to fail. It's just as simple as that there. I can tell you what South Africans in the diaspora all over the world, particularly ones that are married to foreign nationals, there's a lot of anxiety here as to what happens when the lockdown ends. Are spouses, spousal visas still valid or not? I can tell you from people that I've spoken to, South Africans all over the world, Middle East, Europe, Asia, everywhere. They want to come home and help our people, because we're all in this together. When we in the diaspora were going through hardships, it was our people back home that stood by us. So now it's our turn to stand by our people back home. We want to come home. We want to help. We've seen how other countries have handled us here, some with success, some without success. We just want to bring our families back and come home to our own country, look after our own people. Best thing that I can suggest you guys do is carry on doing what you're doing. Stay positive, stay upbeat. Remember to wash your hands, don't go out if you don't have to. Flatten that curve as much as you can and invert it, because once lockdown ends, we are going to see a spike in it. I'm extremely proud that government has approached seamstresses and tailors and just, companies that deal with clothing for things like masks. I'm so proud that government has, asked for the help of industries in building ventilators and ambulances and stuff like that there. South Africans in South Africa, vast majority of you, I'd say about 90%. I take my hat off to all of you guys. It's not easy being under lockdown, but you guys are doing really, really well. Carry on praying, carry on looking out for one another. Make sure you adhere to the social distancing. Make sure you adhere to the rules and regulations of the lockdown. Don't go out if you don't have to. Look after yourselves, look after your family, look after your communities, and look after one another in the broader population. I miss you guys a lot and hope to see you guys soon. Until the next video, stay safe, look after yourselves.